We've grown up in the church and have always been somewhat involved in outreach. But how can we get involved in missions overseas? My name is Marianne.
And I'm Lillian. We wanted to find out. Join us on our journey to discover the culture, the lifestyle,
The need and the mission.
in two of Southeast Asia's least reached countries.
Welcome to MissionTREK. Hey, welcome back to MissionTREK.
In the last episode, we traveled from Chiang Mai to the Sharons by motorbike. Then we went to a refugee camp where we saw some of the amazing ways that God is working there.
Today, we will be meeting some more real-life missionaries.
So we traveled from the Sharons to a school on the border of Myanmar, which used to be Burma. And since we had our whole team and the Sharons family, we had to borrow a truck, and we all piled into that one truck with all our luggage.
It was pretty tight.
It was really tight.
Yeah.
So here's a video of how we traveled. Yeah, it's been a busy day. We went to the refugee camp and then we came back and packed up, and as you can see, the truck is very packed full of people. There's 7 of us in the back with all the luggage.
Yeah, and then 4 people are on 2 separate motorbikes, and then some people are up front too.
So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
We're really tired.
And we're sick. Or I am.
We're a little sick. Little sick. Yeah.
Anyways, but it's been pretty fun.
We're just heading to Sunshine Orchards. Probably will get there late.
So we traveled like that in the truck for about 3 hours, and it was fun, even though it was like squished. But I mean, after dark, it got really cold.
It did.
Yeah.
But it's normal for people to travel like that, all piled into one vehicle.
Yeah.
You never see that here in America.
Nope. So we traveled from the Sharons to Sunshine Orchards, which is a school on the border of Burma that works with the Karen people.
Yeah. So now we want to talk a little bit about the Karen people's history and their background. Before World War II, they were a minority in Burma, and the Burmese hated them.
Yeah. But the Karen were the ones that were most open to the gospel, and many of them became Christians. If you're familiar with Eric B. Hare, he was a missionary with that same people group almost 100 years ago, and he wrote a lot of books telling about his amazing adventures over there.
They are really interesting to read. Like, once you start, it's really hard to put them down.
Yeah.
So during World War II, the Karen helped the British push the Japanese out with the understanding that they would then get their own state.
Yeah. But even though they worked really hard to help the British push out the Japanese, once the war was over, the British gave full power to the Burmese and left, while the Burmese continued to treat the Karen horribly.
And many Karen people were killed. And a civil war was started that has been going on ever since, and it is the longest civil war in the history of the world.
Yeah. And even today, they're still fighting from time to time. And many of the Karen have fled into Thailand and other countries, and some even into the refugee camps, like the one that we visited. Others who had migrated before are now living in the jungles, and today we can go meet some of them and sit in their houses.
But getting back to the show right now, our first adventure is with a dentist who is going out not only to do dental work, but to train other young people in basic dentistry.
Yeah. Warning, there are needles and blood, so you may want to look away during part of this video.
So we're here at Sunshine Orchards, and we came here from the Sharons' house. This morning we're going with a group that's here. We're going to a village, and we're going to be doing like teeth extractions. Well, I'm not, but the Dr. Hamilton, and other people are going to be doing teeth extractions for the villagers. So yeah, we're going to see what that's like. And Marianne's not able to come with us because she is sick. So she got sick, I think, from like dust when we were doing like lots of motorbiking, and and not enough rest also. So she's gonna stay home today. Hopefully she can get feeling a lot better, so she can join us tomorrow.
When we visited Sunshine Orchard, there was a special medical missionary training course for the high school graduates. Dr. Jack and his wife Katie came to teach those students how to pull teeth. Most of the villagers chew betel nut, which is similar to tobacco, so their teeth are really bad.
So we're at the village now. It was like not very far drive, maybe 15 minutes. So we're here now, and they're trying to set up a spot for, I guess, to do the extractions and getting all the stuff out and everything. So well, so far the buildings that like I've been in, which is the only one, but they're like, it's not bamboo, they're just like wood slabs, so that there's all these holes in the walls, so that's kind of interesting. But this is the school building that they have in this village, and I mean the huts are made out of bamboo. Some people right now are going around, some of the people that work in the village, and telling people that we're here and that they're ready to do extractions, I guess, just so people can come, so just have to wait for people to come now.
One of the most powerful ways to reach the hearts of these people is to meet their needs. In remote villages far from a dentist, pulling teeth brings great relief to those in pain.
So how did you guys meet?
I'll let you tell that.
Okay. We were both going to a local community college, and we met in a Spanish class because we wanted people to go and do mission work. And I had been going to Mexico with my family on short-term mission trips, and it just so happened that we were partners in class, and we found out that we were both Adventists and became good friends.
So why are you guys here?
We're here to teach some of the kids how to pull teeth, how to clean teeth, so that they can go out into the villages and use that as a witnessing tool.
So would you recommend mission work for young people?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's life-changing. It helps change your perspective. And it makes your Christian walk come to life. It's very real.
When I was 15, I went on a mission trip to Dominican Republic and pulled teeth and kind of got the bug and decided that's what I wanted to do. So I became a dentist.
That's awesome. Is there a need for young people in the mission field?
Yes.
Very much so. They learn much more quickly. They can learn the language more quickly, but even more than that, if you're talking about dentistry, they pick up much more quickly the skills that they need to be able to work.
And it seems that people, the local people, are more receptive to young people, and there aren't as many barriers to take down. They'll open up their home more to a young person than they would to someone who they feel may be more judgmental or may not understand. Young people can get away with more things.
So if you're a young person watching and you don't exactly know what you want to be in life, maybe go on a mission trip and pray about it and see what God has in store for you.
If you want the greatest adventure in your lifetime, it will also be the scariest. It will test every part of you. But if you hang on to Jesus and go on a short-term mission trip, He'll help you through, and it will be an amazing adventure.
Wasn't that amazing? It was such a privilege to get to watch Dr. Jack and his wife Katie as they help these people. Mm-hmm. They go on trips like this every year.
And it seems like they get so much joy out of it as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But since you were sick, you didn't get to go on that trip. But at least you got to miss the needles and the blood part of it.
Yeah, so I had to take a couple days rest until I got well again.
But I missed having you with me while I was shooting. I had to do it by myself.
Yeah.
Now, we want to introduce you to some missionaries who are living and working on the border of Thailand and Burma. Mm-hmm. We got to go with them as they went to visit a local village. I'm here at Sunshine Orchard, and I wanted to ask Mr. and Mrs. Steck some questions about what life is like for them here. So what do you guys do here?
Well, I'm the school principal, and I also get to do a lot of other things, going to town and buying supplies for the students and helping fix different things. I get a variety of work here.
I'm the school nurse, and so I have a lot of fun with that. And I also teach natural remedies, health, and how to treat diseases with natural remedies and things like that.
How big is the school?
We have about 200 students, kindergarten up through grade 10.
Oh wow, that's a lot. What is the goal of the school, like the long-term goal?
There are a lot of different schools up and down the border here because there is a great lack of education in Karen State. But our purpose is especially to train young people how to be missionaries. And that includes giving them practical skills in different vocational areas so that they can support themselves in whatever God is calling them to do.
What are some of the needs here at the school?
There are a lot of different needs for people to help here because it's a whole lifestyle here. There's some people that can come and help teach English or other subjects. There's opportunities for people to help the Karen children learn how to grow gardens better. There's opportunities to help some of the missionaries in their own responsibilities if they're overloaded. There's a lot of different things that people can do, young or old.
So the main need that I hear you say is people. You need people
Yes.
that are willing to do different things.
That's right. Sometimes it's a lot easier to get money than people. We really need dedicated people that want to work for the Lord in whatever area that God calls them to.
So what would you suggest that I do if I was interested in coming here to volunteer? Some of the things I could do to prepare.
Well, one of the things that young people can do to prepare is go and take a CPR course, first aid course, maybe TEFL course, and if they know how to play an instrument, they can teach the students how to play instruments.
It really helps to have an attitude that you are willing to do whatever the needs are at hand, and that you realize that that is pleasing to God and it's a great blessing to the school and everybody around you if you're willing to just get in and do what needs to be done. Having a willing heart and a humble heart, willing to do anything, can go a long way to making the work a success. And that starts in the family. Helping your parents, doing whatever can be a help around the home is a great way of preparing to work in the mission field.
You definitely need a heart of service if you want to be a missionary, because Jesus came and served people. So, could you share with me your vision for young people in God's work?
We are working with young people here, and when young people see other young people that are dedicated to God, it's an inspiration to them that they don't need to wait till they're older to work for the Lord. And so there's a great calling for young people, and it's a good way to start out your life in serving the Lord.
So living your life as, you're always an example, no matter who you're around, so in a positive way.
Amen.
We've been visiting a lot of missionaries and just seeing how they do everyday life, and they seem really happy, really content. Of course, they have struggles, and I'm sure I assume when they first came over here it was harder because they probably missed home, but it's a little sacrifice, so they seem really happy, and it's exciting to just see what they do and the difference that they're making in the world around them. So I've enjoyed having the privilege of meeting them and seeing them, and yeah. wanted to ask the Dreyers some questions to find out what life is like for them here. So why did you guys decide to come here?
We came here because we were at a faith camp, and I think every young person should go to a faith camp and let God speak to their hearts about their future. And God spoke to our hearts, each separately, and we turned to each other during faith camp and said, God wants me to go to the mission field, and my wife said the same thing. And so we did planning and we did some searching, and we ended up coming here to Thailand, and we were going to work with Thai people, and we ended up working with Karen people. But we let God lead us, and we need to be always open to let God lead us. And young people can be very good at letting God lead them.
How is life here different from life in America?
Well, this is the jungle, and it rains for 4 to 5 months, sometimes every day, every day, every day, all day, all day. The culture is different. The people are different. They're very nice, and they're friendly, and we don't have to be afraid of them. Sometimes young people are afraid of the mission field. No, we don't have to be afraid at all, because the people here are very nice.
Plus, God is always with you wherever you go.
And that's right.
What do you each do here at the school?
We are teaching the course after the high school graduates, and it's called the Medical and Bible Outreach Training Course.
I teach them how to do health work, how to do simple hydrotherapy, or how to give health talks, and teach them Bible talks. And these students want to help their people, and so we have the wonderful opportunity of training young people how to work in God's world and how to share the gospel and how to share the love of Jesus with others. I go up into the villages with my students every Thursday and Sabbath. And Sabbath afternoon we do a branch Sabbath school, and sometimes we have 10 to 15 students, sometimes 20.
Children that come and
children
adults.
that come, and we sing songs that are simple, and we give them health talks, and we tell them Bible stories, and the children love it. And so young people can get involved in this and do this kind of thing.
We're here at a village this afternoon. We're doing like a branch Sabbath school thing. So we're in Mesa Lit, and I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go visiting through the village. So we're going to go to people's houses.
You know these babies have no diapers on.
Yes. It feels like you step right into like a mission book story, like out of a mission book kind of, because like there's all the pigs and animals underneath the house, and you climb up the little ladder and you're in like the little hut thing, house. Quite an experience. It's just like huge culture shock, like, I don't know, it's just like, wow, kind of. You read about stuff like this, but to actually be here, it's just like, you get all the smells and everything. pretty nice, like a nice song. So I don't recognize the tune. So I'm not sure if they're singing at all.
Okay, sorry, Mama Chiona. Kemal, away in a Kasakri. Kasakri, a level, Lewis Lina, Lewis Lina.
I was 16 when our family first moved here.
And I was 19.
So what do you guys do here now? The main thing is teaching English and another class or two. But there's many other things that you get to do. I'm actually helping with the accounting for the school and helping with translating and sometimes with medical things, but it just varies from day to day.
I've been teaching mostly 5th and 6th graders, which are like 12 to 16-year-olds, some 18-year-olds also. I also teach the typing class. There's other various things that you get to do throughout the weeks.
Would you recommend being a missionary to other young people? I would, I definitely would. I know before I came here, I had ideas of what I was going to do with my life and go to college and what I was going to learn and everything. But at that point, I don't think I really knew even what my own interests were. I didn't really have experience out there doing anything. And after being in a place like this, you kind of get a really different perspective on what really matters in life. Mm-hmm. And just, really what you should be doing with your life can totally change in a place like this. When you really, not just when you just come for 2 weeks or something, but when you come and you spend time and you get to understand people better and you get to understand better what God is calling you to do, it's a really good experience for anybody. And it can teach you a lot of lessons of learning to not just follow your own desires and do things your own way, because you have to work with other people. You have to learn how to get along with people. And not just that, a lot of times you get asked to do things when you're busy, when you're tired, and it's a really character building experience.
I was pretty sure I never ever wanted to be a teacher. That was not for me. But God had something different in mind for me. And that's what He does sometimes when He takes people into the mission field. He reveals to them that He has a different plan for them than what they thought. And He led me to do just exactly what I thought I was never going to do, what I was sure that, I just could not do. And that was being a teacher. And that experience grew my faith stronger than ever before. If you want a faith-building experience, definitely go to the mission field. I hated the experience being a teacher at first, but I'm so thankful that God changed my plans, that I allowed Him to change my plans.
That's great. That's so inspiring. Do you ever want to live in America again?
No. I have no desire whatsoever to go back to live there. When I first came here, I thought, well, maybe I'll be here for a little bit. I don't know if I really want to stay in the foreign mission field. But then after being here, was it for only a month, I decided, no, I want to be here for either here or somewhere in the mission field for the rest of my life. I really don't desire to go back to a land that already has so much knowledge.
Mm-hmm. I guess in some ways you could say the most important thing is wherever God calls, but I'll have to say I really don't have a desire to go back to America because life is a lot different. People are a lot more satisfied with what they have. You can meet that here too, but it's like when there's so much opportunity for them to know, and there are so many people there who could be doing the work to tell them about God, it's like there's so much more that needs to be done here, and there's so much of a need. And even just the lifestyle, you get used to the lifestyle here and the different culture and everything, but I definitely prefer living here.
Yeah, there's so many people in America that can tell others about God, that can witness, but there are very few people, not many people at all, that go overseas and dedicate themselves for a long period of time to share the light with others.
Yeah, I know if I ever moved here, I think I would really, really miss home a lot, but I know I could probably work through that if God helped me. But yeah. It can be hard, like
I think the thing I've missed the most is probably people.
Yeah,
like friends.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes there's like, oh, I miss, where I used to live and things. But really, in most cases, like the lifestyle and a lot of things I don't miss. But there's always the things like family and friends you wish you were closer to.
The first 1 or 2 years that we were here, sometimes I would just break down and cry for a long time because I was homesick. Like, I would think about my close friends back at home, and I wanted to see them so badly. Like, wish I could just fly and go home right then and there, and then maybe come back. But I wasn't sure if I really wanted to. But the longer I've stayed here, the easier it's been to be away. I still miss them a lot, but the more I'm here, the stronger my passion is for the people here, and I'm willing to make that sacrifice.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. This has been really inspiring for me, and I hope those watching, it's also been inspiring for them.
So that was really cool. I mean, I didn't get to go, but it looked like a really great experience for you guys.
It was. When we went out with Dr. Jack and his wife, it was so inspiring to get to see how they work through the obstacles and challenges that they face to be there to help these people provide dental care for them. I mean, we've even heard of some people who, because they did not have dental care available, they started digging out their own teeth with a machete.
The amount of pain you have to be in to do that is like unbelievable.
And then the Karen people who have gone through so much torture, and then having family members and loved ones killed in front of them.
Yeah.
That is so horrible. But still, they are some of the happiest people and then some of the most receptive people to the gospel that we've met so far on this trip.
And what we can take away from that, and what we hope you guys take away from that as well, is that the challenges in life should push us to thank God in all things. And no matter what you're going through, trust that He will work it out.
See you next time on Mission Trek.
And please remember to pray for the unreached.